Hello guys, welcome back to the next video in this series. So in the last video, we created a graphics layer component and we moved all the code which we had for the creating the graphic point and the marker symbol. So now it's a separate component here. So now what in this video, what we will be doing is we'll be creating a separate component for the graphic. So if we look at our code here in the graphics layer, so we can see here we have a point, we have a marker symbol, and both of these are actually part of this graphic here. So we are using this graphic class to create this graphic object. And then this graphic object, it's added to the graphics layer. So we can actually move this code to a separate component, and then that component can be reused again and again multiple times. So that's the we can say the beauty of the components. We can use them again multiple times. All right. So for this one, what we have to do is if we look at our code here, so this graphic actually it's children of this graphics layer. So like in the last video, what we did was when we were at this map view component, so this graphics layer was actually part of this map view, and then we created a separate component for this. And now we want to create a separate component for the graphic. So this graphics layer was the children, or it's a part of this map view, and this graphic is part of the graphics layer. Okay, so the first step we will be doing is we will be coming to our app.jsx, and here, uh, as we are talking about children, so the same thing we'll be doing here. So let's, before changing anything here, let's create a new component for folder. So I will be coming here. I will, let's say, new file, and we will give it the name JS graphic, and I will create this file inside. So now when I'm doing so like this, that means it will create a folder ArcGIS graphic, and inside this it will create this index.jsx file. All right, so we can see here we have our folder and then the index.jsx file. So here we will giving this the name. Okay, so I will do return, and we will export this component actually. Okay, so we have created this component. Now I will come here and we will do some changes here, as we want to pass our graphic component as a children to this graphics layer component. So I will call this here, and yeah, so it's here. So now this ArcGIS graphic, it's a children to this ArcGIS graphics layer. And let's go back to our code. We'll open the console also, and we can see here I just did a little bit of changes regarding the style of this marker and the map. So all right, so till now there is nothing here. So now what we have to do is we have this here. Now we'll come to this graphics layer. So now we we have to move this code for the point, for the marker symbol, and this graphic, and then graphics layer dot add. So let's copy this code from here, actually cut this code from here and move it to this. So here, actually we have to use the useEffect hook here again. So let's create the useEffect hook here. Let's clean this up. All right. So now I will cut this code from here and we will move it inside our useEffect hook. Okay, so actually we also have to import. So it's done. Now we will be importing the point and then this marker symbol, then the color and simple line symbol, and also this graphic class. All right, so everything is done. We have moved the code here. Okay, now if we go to the graphics layer component, there is no actually graphic. We are not creating any graphics and it will not add anything to the map now. And let's remove these also as we are not using them here anymore. So I will move them. Okay, so let's refresh. And now we shouldn't be able to see any marker. Yep, it's gone now. So now the next step is to coming to this graphics layer component and we look here, we have passing actually this children. So I will come here in this graphics layer component and let's destructure it. And we will pass this children here. Okay. And now we should be able to see this in the components here actually. So let's refresh components. It's actually giving the errors. So graphics layer is not defined. Yep, of course it will give this error for the graphics layer is not defined. So for this one, for now, what we can do is if we come to the graphic component and let's comment this one for now. And yeah, so now we can see here we have our map view and the graphics layer is the children of this map view. And then we have this graphic. So this is a new component we created. So it's children of this graphics layer. All right. So now looking at our previous code in the graphics layer where we wanted to pass actually this view from map view to this graphics layer, we used the context hook. And using the context hook, we passed a view from the map view, and then we retrieve it here, and we are using this for to add the graphics layer. So the same thing we'll be doing actually. So let's create context for graphic layer, and I will give it a name, graphics layer context, and it will have a default values initially, and we have to export this also. So let's do it like this. Okay, and okay, so let's close this one for now. Now we will be coming to this graphics layer component, and I will be importing this graphics layer context from our location. Yep, it's in the context. So maybe a little bit change. Okay, let's try to use it like this, or maybe, yeah. So here are our children, and here I will be giving this, and yep. So I think maybe we are doing something wrong here. Let's remove this default actually. And if we come here now and all right, dot provider. Yep. Okay, so we will giving this the value, and the value will be this graphics layer actually. So we'll be passing this graphics layer to our graphic component here. Okay, so minor change. Let's wrap this also, otherwise it will not work. And maybe I think we have it here also. Yeah, so I will just wrap it. Okay. Okay, the next thing, it's done here. So now it's passing this provider, this value graphic layer. It's we can actually get it here now. So what we have to do is we will be importing this graphics layer context, and the second thing will be importing the use context hook actually. So I don't have to do it separately, can just do it here. And we will also be importing the use state, which we have to use here also. So the first thing we'll be getting the value, and we will destructure it from the, so if we look back here in our graphics layer, the name, it's graphics layer. Okay, so I will destructure it from the context which we have. It's a graphics layer context. All right. So now we have this here, and we can actually use this code here. Okay, so now at least we will not get the error, but we will get the error for other things. You can see here. So if we come here, let's clean it up and refresh. Yep. So now it's saying cannot read properties of null, undefined, like this. It's giving this error. So if we click here and it's saying on this one. So what we have to do is we have to follow the same method which we did before. We will be creating a new useEffect hook, and there we will be calling this add graphic. Okay. So for this one, because we will be moving to a separate useEffect hook, so we need to store this graphic actually. So here I will be creating the state for this graphic. So let's give it the name graphic, set graphic, and use state. So initially it will have the value of null. Okay, and let's get this code from here, and here we will set the graphic, and which will be our this value graphic. Okay, so let's come down here and create a new useEffect hook. Okay, and let's clean it up. Okay, so here I will be adding this code graphic. So now we have a different name. We created our state. So I will assign the state here. Okay, it's adding, yep, that's fine. Okay, let's go back to our code here and refresh. Okay, so we're still getting some errors. So what we have to do is, because in the start, currently the graphics layer, it's null. It doesn't have any value or something like this. So what we can do is we can actually put a check here for like this graphic layer. And so for this one, we'll be doing something like this. Okay, I will wrap this and we will close it. Okay, and we will put here and condition. Okay, so now it will at least do this check for this graphics layer. Okay, and now we have our map here. It's actually loading, but still we cannot see the marker. Okay, so for this, what we have to do is we will be coming to our graphic component here, and here we can actually will pass this graphic in the dependency array, and the second thing we'll be passing this graphics layer. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so we have our marker here now. So we'll close this, let's refresh, and yep, it's working fine. So we created a separate component for this graphic and graphics layer. So in the next video, what we'll be doing is we will be seeing how we can actually create separate components for these other we can say map elements. And yeah, so because we are creating this graphic here, and the graphic would be of different type. We have point, polyline, polygon. So we'll be looking in the next video. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.